Hello, YouTube. I'm back. It's me, Harley, the alien girl. And apparently, I found out that Alexa, is it true that compound W acid can poison you?
From UCSF.edu. Hydrofluoric acid can cause toxicity from both its direct caustic effects on contacted tissue and potentially via multiple mechanisms that can result in systemic toxicity and significant exposures.
Alexa, is it true that compound W wart cream can poison you if ingested?
From WebMD.com. High doses can cause poisoning, with symptoms including spasms and serious breathing problems.
Yep, YouTube. That's what my old foster parent Risha of Peel, Ontario, Mississauga, done to me back in 2012, August. I don't know when, and I'm a survivor of that. And also survivor of domestic violence. This April April 15th, 2017. I was at my old foster home in Oakville, Ontario, Canada. I was living in a home in a quiet neighborhood on the border of Oakville and Mississauga when I got back from a date with my now ex-girlfriend, and I got home and I was just unpacking from the date, settling back into the routine. Guess who had to show up? Norman. And then I was watching TV, and I was just watching TV, listening to Harry Styles, his song called "Signs of the Times," and staff were telling Norman, my housemate, who was the violent one, to go to bed. Then he wouldn't do it, so he was smashing things, very light things, and then I went upstairs, started filming the assault in case I didn't come back alive, and I kept recording in the bed, and then he came into my room, busts in, and I got that on video, and then I I I stand in the hallway, and he comes charging up the goddamn stairs, and then we start throwing each other against the walls, and I threw my paintings at him, trying to keep him away from me. I broke the chandelier light, those things that hang down, like on the little hooks. We ripped those all out, started throwing them at each other, well, throwing things and smashing the doors down, and for some reason I was like throwing pencils, crayons, paintings, and we even almost ripped the light completely out of the ceiling in the stairwell, and then freaking we started smashing things downstairs, throwing pictures, just making a lot of noise, and throwing the chairs, the table on the ground. The walls were smashed in. My bedroom window was broken from me throwing a painting at it. Like I managed to flex it, and we were attacking each other with sharp knives and weapons, and I threw a tool chest at him, and and then it was a whole, like, if I can remember, it was Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:28 p.m.
It was from 10:28 p.m. till 12:45 p.m. or a.m. that fight. By the time 12:30 came around, the whole house was completely destroyed. And I'm sitting there with PTSD on my face, and frickin' and frickin' crying, and in the back of the staff's car. And and once everything was even calmer, I got out with my gout infested knees, and I was limping back to the house, hurt, both emotionally and mentally. And then I went to the house, walked up the front stairs, went inside, walked through all the broken chairs and pieces of drywall and glass, and my foot was bleeding a little bit. There was a bit of bloodshed in that one, and it was and the police took him away to the hospital, and the police kicked in the door, and then they wrestled him to the ground, and then took him to the hospital, and then that night turned out pretty awesome. And then after I got to sleep at 2:30, 3 a.m., I woke up, got ready for school, and then I went to school, which was T.A. Blakelock in Oakville, Ontario, Canada, and I went there, and I practically turned into a psychopath after that last day of grade 10, and then I was throwing stuff, sticking my hands down my pants, beating my meat, and running around the school naked, throwing stuff. Whew! And then I went and I destroyed a couple classrooms in my younger years, and I hit my teacher with a metal bedpan, which I regret now. Then after the year after that was the year that I did the classroom thing, and then after that it was August 11th, 2018 when I got booked into the Oakville Trafalgar Psychiatric Unit. And I was there for about a week and a half to almost 2 weeks. Then on the last day they let me out, and they said to me as I went to say, try this new antipsychotropic medication. I'll be like, all right, Nurse Mary, or whatever her name is now. And then we went home. We celebrated my friend Tyler's birthday, which we ate a fucking chocolate cake, of course. Couldn't resist the chocolate. And then we went to, and then after we're done celebrating, we popped all the party favors and balloons, and we just went back to our normal life. Then it happened again in Barrie. When I was living in Barrie, they treated me like absolute shit. I would not recommend anyone watching this video in the surrounding area or world or country. I would not recommend you send your kids to either Oakville Children's Homes or I would not recommend to send them to Oakdale Child and Family Services. They're a bunch of dickheads and N-words and bitches, and the half of them don't even know what the fuck they're doing with us. Especially this one guy, Billy. He was super transphobic. He hated what I had between my legs, and he wouldn't let me wear my beautiful, cute snowman tights to school. Even though I meant no harm by the tights, it was pretty awesome feeling you never know what this feels like, rubbing the fabric on your body. And then, because of my abuse in that group home, my school behavior started going downhill. I started gratifying myself in school. I started running and hitting people and throwing at desks, and nearly I made gun fingers toward my teacher, which I terribly regret now that I'm more stable. And now in summer of 2022, I was outside doing free slave work for stupid group home, which didn't pay me my fucking allowance, those fucking retards, and I baked in days like this week where it's off 45 degrees, except it was 2020 to 2021 though, but anyway, It was 45 degrees. I was doing yard work like I'm supposed to do, paid with an allowance, even though I'm 22 now. And even though I was like 20 back then, and I was working in the sun. They wouldn't let me get any water. So I was like, God, please take my life. This is not safe. This is not healthy. Then until at like fucking 3:35, they're like, oh, come in for water. And like, screw off, bitch, Billy. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. You're a retarded staff, Billy. Crystal, you're a doughhead retard. And to Daniel that tried to kill me with his knee dove into my chest, you should be charged with attempted murder. And so should Billy for telling me, oh, I'm going to charge you for, or I'm going to kill you because I'm having an innocent dream about your daughter saving me from doing something stupid. And then freaking, then Billy leaves, and then we have Crystal, the internet overlord, the fucking dictator of my internet usage. Billy, that stupid doughhead, caught me watching porn on the internet, which is normal. Though maybe not the one I did, but if it's guy porn, adult. And when I was actually watching adult porn, and I was watching such and such, and Billy caught me, and then he said, oh, you are stupid, aren't you? And I was like, no, I'm not, you dumb whore. And I was like, you were watching porn, weren't you? And I was like, yes. And I was like, oh. And then he tried turning off my internet, and I was like, fuck you. I was like, F you, you don't have the right to do that. This is my fucking house. I'm the one who's legally paying rent. You doorknobs should fuck off out of my house. That was in Barrie. And they wouldn't leave, so either I had to force them out with bear spray or called the police. Because that was my house, my internet, my room, my control. And since I'm the king of the Anunnaki, or the queen of the Anunnaki alien race, or the deities, I can choose whenever those stupid staff in Barrie live or die. But anyway, it's up to my friend King Salamander of all the technology and stuff that makes this video possible. And now that they're coming out with AI, I hope I can come out as a female. Or a male with no penis, whichever one. And I really hope to God that Crystal gets... I really hope to God I win this lawsuit, and some of my old group homes get shut down for good. And if there's any foster children that watch my video, girls, boys, whatever, put your names in the lawsuit, please. Because if you don't, I'll come after you as a spirit. Knock a few things over, slam a couple doors. And I would just be like screeching at the height of my lungs. And then see if I can think of another part from my story. Well, here's another part of it. When I was in Scarborough back in October 2003, I was in my bedroom with my older foster sister Kathy, or Kat, and I was trying to go out to the street from my bedroom so I could walk around. I would try and be a fearless baby and walk around the city of Scarborough or city of Oshawa with no fear in my body if I did it a couple times. But that stupid doorknob Carol Ann and Ken wouldn't let me go outside to take a walk in my diaper, and that was about it. Maybe then, Mom, I would have been a bit more fearless. But the stupid thing is they locked me in my room. They wouldn't let me use the fucking washroom, so I just stood up there and shat in my diaper. And so that was a pretty sketchy home. Not to mention their kitchen light wasn't fucking working properly. And their freaking cornflakes were shit. I'd rather like eggs and bacon or bagel and cream cheese in the morning, not cornflakes. Or maybe like honey puffs or Vector or whatever they have here at Angus. And the people at my old house who freaking made me work as a slave, you're gonna pay financially, mentally, physically. Especially if you ever get a phone to the Anunnaki, you'll be screwed. Screwed like Davis Johns, if anyone knows what that is. And when I think about Barry and how the staff are mean to me, no, there's sometimes I have thoughts that I want to kill myself brutally, but I don't like keep it, because if I did that, my parents would all miss me. Angus would miss me. Derek would miss me. Matt would miss me. Michael Sarr would miss me, and so would Mary. That's why I'm even keeping myself here. Because if I was on my own for too long, I probably would flip the kill switch. Because of all the years of physical, mental, and verbal abuse over the years in these stupid homes. And now I'm paying for it, dickholes with diabetes and shit that looks like MacGyver soda. And pee that smells like it had chicken from turkey legs from Thanksgiving. And there's like skin cancer marks on my shoulder. And I'm fat from you bitches in Oakville breaking me up with my girlfriend. Now I've got eating issues. I drink like a bitch when it comes to energy drinks, which I've gladly got off of. And then lately I've been starting to do little opiates like cheese, casein protein, drinking salt to try and make my life shorter and shorter, and to cleanse my body. And I have no friends because of that stupid idiot Billy telling his fucking family about me, and then his daughter Audrey spreading it on the internet. Now no girl wants to date me. As far as I'm concerned, you can fucking screw off. And if you come near my family in Parkdale, the Parkdale gang members will be after your ass. You're not going to survive any of it. That's not a threat. I'm just like venting what's on my mind on the internet. And as of 2024, I'm doing awesome at my 171 Angus house. It's better than all the rest. And I hope I never have to leave here, unless my parents want me to, until I die right here in this room. I want to die on this bed in 2099, then 2099, and then sell all my electronics to my old step-parents and family like Kayla. Their kids can have my PC, TV, and everything else. But as long as I'm here and alive, I'm going to keep advocating for children that have been abused by these stupid line of foster parents. To all the kids in the world that have to deal with that, I salute you. I salute you big time. And if you guys get out, well, you're 10 eons luckier than what you were right now. And then there was this dingus in Oakville. Her name was Davy. And one day there's also my teachers who were doughheads. They were I was in the school gym once, very horny, and I wanted to make a baby, so me and Alexandra came up to each other in the middle of the gym. She's like me, who has moderate to severe autism and age regression, and me and her were about to get started in the gym having sex, and they were like, no, Alexandra, put your pants back up. And I was like, no, Mother Nature created us that way. Leave us alone. Then those ignorant, brown-nosing teachers still got in the way. Then at home, that brown-noser Davy got in the way. And then she wouldn't let me have sex at home either with her. And now I'm going to be dying in like 79 years of diabetes and horrible insulin shots. And I don't even have a chance to make a baby with my love. That's pretty fucking sad, isn't it? Very sad. Because now they can't make a baby, what if I'm going to do